Hi there, thanks very much for having me tonight. I appreciate the opportunity. My name is Trevor Clendenin, and I'm here to introduce you to my idea, GoalSight. It's a long time coming, and unfortunately, I guess what happens is Keynote doesn't translate well to PowerPoint. So, but what GoalSight does is we share proprietary sports psychology and goal-setting technique through a social media community, a responsive website, and companion mobile apps that are meant for today's coaches and athletes and teams that incorporate and feature visualization, mental rehearsal in a multimedia platform that's specifically designed for the self-improvement market. Well, what we're missing right here is that coaching is the second fastest industry that's growing on the planet, right behind IT. Since 2000 to 2013, the self-improvement market has grown to $13 billion, and of course app sales and app revenue has been growing through the roof. So what is our edge? Goal setting expertise. We have 25 plus years of combined experience in goal setting and the business of sport. Our user experience is very simple, easy to use, multimedia driven platform. It's a beautiful user interface, well designed, and the price is going to be based on a freemium model and an inexpensive app. Our communications will be conducted through our website and our blog. It's a fully responsive website, so you can reach us on any platform, mobile device. In addition to the app, we'll be leveraging social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Flickr, because it is a visually driven platform. Also, it's multimedia because so we incorporate some audio response with our affirmation system. We will be, of course, presenting our app through the marketplace, so people will be able to find out about our techniques and our product through the App Store and the Android marketplace. We'll be going after coaching, self-improvement magazines, and sporting outlets. And finally, we'll be looking to sponsor and support professional athletes and teams directly. Our user relationships are based around a personal assistance model. This is not just an app that we set out into the universe and let grow. We will be actively involved in the process of teaching people how to set goals and how to realize their dreams. That happens through a coaching network that we develop through our social media channels and direct outreach to this enormous coaching community, as well as a weekly interactive live-streamed hangout, if you will, where people are invited to come meet with our professionals, learn about our program, and communicate directly with real people. We will be developing a library of beautifully animated videos to support our goal-setting methodology and creating new content. Our communities, it is socially based. We do encourage people to have the choice of whether to make their goals public or private, but when they are public, we encourage people to share and to contribute ideas and support for one another. And co-creation, of course, this is a crowdsourced website and community, so the more people that are in there creating content and creating ideas, we've developed an environment where people can come and find inspiration. So where's the money coming from? Premium subscriptions. Again, I said the private versus public goal setting aspect of this. We're looking to offer coaches the ability to create private teams or groups, as you will, where they can communicate with individual coachees or a team in a private environment where they can share with just their group. So above a certain level, which is yet to be determined, there will be a monthly fee associated with that. Our mobile apps will be for sale, and they will include enhanced multimedia features. Online and mobile advertising. We're going to work with a different model. We will align ourselves with product and service providers who we can connect with based upon the information that we gather, of course, about what's important to our user base. But we probably will try an unobtrusive methodology, more a page where people know that they can find sponsored goods and services that are related to the things that they care about. And finally, user data. What you can't see here is that it's not for sale. We think that data is not the new oil, privacy is. So our value add is when you come to us, we will not be selling your data. That's for us and for you. The players, intellectual property. My father is the inspiration behind this. His name is John Clendenin. He's the founder of the Athletic Motivation Institute. He's a Harvard Business School graduate and professor. He's worked closely with Professor Stephen Grazer, one of the preeminent thought leaders in marketing and the business of sport. So our goal-setting methodology is based on his cumulative 30 years of work and expertise. We've been doing presentations together since I was a young man in high school, so I've also been an athlete, so I live and breathe this program. I am the developer to date, and I do have one partner who I met in my work in public television who is an expert in analytics and goal conversion and social media and new marketing. So our key activities is maintaining the platform, research and development, constantly improving our technology, content management, creating the blogs, creating the multimedia content, the live stream, webinars on a weekly basis. And let's see, what is that? Corporate identity and branding. So we will constantly be watching our social media engagement, our metrics, how our brand is connecting with the world of sport, and making the necessary adjustments to make sure that we've got, you know, our thumb on the pulse of this specific community of athletes and coaches and teams. So keep partnerships going forward. I am the current developer, but in order to scale up, I will need to partner. I do have some leads in India, but I will need a programming partner. Graphic and user interface design, I do have resources in the U.S. Virgin Islands, multimedia production partnerships in the U.S. Virgin Islands, social media management in the United States, and search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and analytics support in the United States. The costs are hosting in IT, multimedia production, social media advertising and community management, sponsorships and affiliations, and me. I'm going to need some money. So please, GoalSight.com is available today. It is a responsive website. It works best if you set a lot of goals for yourself, because then you get to experience the multimedia aspect of this visually driven platform to be a constant reminder of what's important to you. And so I hope you check it out, and thank you for your time.
Trevor, just a quick one. You talked about key partnerships, but who's the core team? So who's going to be holding you up in the darkest moments when you think it's all going wrong?
Well, my old man's a very busy guy. This is not his business. This is my business. But I do have his support and a wealth of access to our extended business, family, and professional community throughout the world. And my partner, Stephen, is a mature executive in Florida, and he's been a great mentor to me. And so he and I have been working together. We prop each other up for now. My partnerships in the Virgin Islands, which is where I hail from, are good close friends and digital creatives who I've had relationships with for years.
Well, I had a question, because you said throughout the presentation a number of times about the beautiful interface, it's visually driven. I tried to see it when you held up the mobile, but it was really difficult. Why do you think the visual part is so expensive, so important in terms of setting goals? Who are your competitors? Because I know here you have GoalSight, and you guys are GoalSight. So it seems like there are already a lot of applications out there trying to help people set goals. What's your differentiation? I'm still missing a bit of that information.
Well, what differentiates us, and what's important, is the visual attractiveness of a platform and simplicity. You want people to go back in and use it. So we've trimmed it down to a very specific process of creating a goal, attaching a large image to it, and keeping the amount of information that you attach to the goal, what your affirmation statement is, what your primary challenge is.
So maybe you can kind of go through a use case, because what I'm not understanding is, like, let's say I have a particular goal, I want to buy a house in 2 years. Like, how do you help me?
This is specifically for sports, isn't it?
It's only for sports.
Yeah, this is geared toward the sporting and athletic community.
Okay, so like, let's say then my goal is I want to be a better tennis player. I want to improve my drop shot. How do you help me improve my drop shot?
Well, in addition, because technology is a dime a dozen, there's a lot of competitors out there doing one methodology or another for goal setting. Some are very complicated, some are very simple. Ours is really built on the community and our proprietary goal setting methodology. So we don't just put the platform out there. We're going to be recruiting coaches to select us as their primary tool for engaging with their team and with their athletes. So it's not just the tool, which will be simple and beautiful and effective as any other out there, but we're providing this community and support and professional assistance. So this is really a tool for coaches to use with their athletes and teams.
Okay, and so what are the metrics you have in terms of the coaches that are using this application of actually engaging it? Because I've also seen other projects similar to this, and it seems that one of the issues is how do you actually convince these different sports leagues or whatever, I don't know if you're doing amateurs, professional, whatever, clubs, whatever, but whichever segment you're going after, like how do you convince them to actually use this on a kind of day-to-day basis and get the players involved, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I've just gotten started really building the application, but we have a roster of professional athletes that we've been working with for years. Olympians, so Michael Storm, silver medalist from the 1984 modern pentathlon team, silver medalist. We know a number of professional golfers, including Chris Johnson on the LPGA Tour, who is one of the leading money leaders who's willing to be behind this. Professional basketball players that we've worked with through our years. I was actually the youngest professional manager in the USBL Professional Basketball League when I was a young man. So we do have the ability to attach to celebrity endorsements. And then, in addition, we'll be attacking the social media market, really filtering through Twitter search to engage with coaches who are out there, constantly being on them to suggest tips, help, and hopefully convince them that ours is the tool for them to use.
Is that one of the techniques, or I don't know?
Of finding business?
No,
Searching Twitter? I'm sorry.
Is it live, Trevor? Have you launched? Are the people using it?
I've got about 20 people just helping me refine the prototype. Refining it, getting it down. This is based on a very specific goal-setting worksheet. Very simple. The science is based on visualization and affirmation statements. So one of the key parts and developments we're working on is being able to record your affirmation statement in your own voice. So as you're reviewing these visually driven lists of goals, you can also hear them in your own voice.
If I am an athlete, a sportsman, and I'm going to use your platform, how do you convince me that I don't wasted my time? Do you need to have some certificate for the methodology is good for me? Because I use your platform maybe during 1 week. How I know that the method is good for me, that I'm wasting my time during 1 week.
Oh, well, it took me 10 years to realize I was wasting my time using Outlook, for example, and I found a better platform eventually. There are a dozen apps out there in the App Store, and there are about a handful of goal-setting websites with companion apps. MindBloom is highly graphic and visual. 43 Things is kind of trite. You have Stick, which is working on some MIT guys that are, putting financial, sticking points to their goals. You really have to find what works for you. Again, our key is not the technology, it's the community and attaching ourselves to thought leaders and coaches who can get on board with a proven platform from a known, recognized expert.
Who measures if your goal has actually been attained? Or how do you measure it?
When you create a goal, you set a very simple, a short-term, medium-term, long-term, or completed. And so you can sort your goals based on those group categories.
But it's like auto certification. Like I have to say, oh, I did that. Good for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people don't always. Some people react well to constant pressure. Some people want a more laid-back approach to it. Some people just want a visual way to revisit what's important to them on a daily basis.
Well, I mean, this is what I'm trying to understand, like who it's actually geared toward. Because the other ones I've seen for sports, usually it's a coach that's trying to set goals, and then they're trying to get like the athlete to attain the goals. They may look at like professionals who have done similar things, whatever. So I'm trying to understand exactly who is it for. Is this for like the kind of club kid the club player, just like I'm just doing this for fun? Am I trying to become professional? Am I somewhere in between? Do I take this seriously? I mean, because if I'm the one that's going to determine how good I am, well, I'm the best.
Sure. Well, Muhammad Ali said I'm the double greatest, right? It all starts with a positive attitude. Goal congruency is an important part of our platform. So we do determine whether a goal is related to your personal values, your family values, your institutional or team goals, also spiritual and financial. And it's meant for, thinking it's really the high school age. 15 is the age when young athletes start to be concerned about their future, start reaching and setting goals. So it is for the individual athlete, it's for the team to set team goals as well, and it's for the coach to be able to manage and monitor and communicate and organize so that he can reach out to his individual athletes but also to the team. Now, just to elaborate one further thing, it doesn't have to be limited to athletes and sports, because one of the things that we have moved to later on is using sports psychology techniques for business effectiveness. So we want to start in the athlete space because it's large and we think we can brand there. It is our expertise. It's what we know.
I mean, I was asking because I've seen other applications where they use kind of like shame or gamification. So one thing is like you make your goal public, and then you kind of have to attain it because you have to report and you don't want people to know that you're not fulfilling your goal. Or other ones where, the coach basically sets the goal. So I'm just trying to understand like what evidence you have that the most effective is when it's auto-policing as opposed to other people trying to make you feel bad about the fact that you're not hitting your goals.
Because it's not self. You need a coach. You need a community. Again, I want to make clear, this is not about our technology, our app. This is about our community. I built the app around a process, but this is about creating content and creating a community and a resource for coaches to have a direct connection to their athletes and to their teams.
Excellent. Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you.